Hey guys, I hope you're having an awesome day. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about claims. So you've been doing a whole bunch of research and you've been reading all about your topic and finding out more about it. You should have a pretty good understanding of the topic you're looking at this point. If you still need to do some more reading about it, if you still need to do some more work there, make sure that you are doing that. Keep in mind, you can use videos, you can use articles, you can use more than just the first Google results. So really look into it and keep looking for it. If you're stuck, let me know. So today I want to talk about claims. So claims are the foundation of your writing. It's going to be what you intend to argue for. So you're going to need like an overall claim for your writing. Whether you're doing an editorial, a documentary, a speech, or a letter, you're still going to need an overall claim because you need to know what it is you're arguing for, and you need to state that clearly because your audience will be expecting it and will be kind of looking for that claim. So strong claims, there are several different things we know about strong claims. Strong claims are arguable. That means that you can have an argument about it. People are likely to have differing opinions on it. There is a lot of debate about it. If something is not arguable, it's going to be something either factual or something that just nobody's really going to debate about. So, for example, if you said, like, bullying is bad, while somebody could say that it's not, who would? Unless they're trying to kind of mess with you or just argue for the sake of arguing, people are not going to argue that bullying is good. So it's not really an arguable claim to just say that it's bad. Likewise, if you said like bullying is not nice, that's just a fact because bullying doesn't fit the definition of nice. So there's nothing really to argue about there. It's just true. Next, you want your claim to be well-informed. So you want to make sure, like I was just saying, that you know what you're talking about. If you don't know what you're talking about, if you don't really know what your topic's about, and you don't really know what you're trying to say, your claim's not going to be very strong, or it's not going to be as strong as it could be if you were well-informed. So make sure you're well-informed as you're writing your claim. You want it to be complex, but clearly stated. So you don't want it to be, like, complicated so we don't know what you're trying to say, but we do want it to be like a complex idea. We want it to have some interest. It shouldn't just be like this is bad or this is good. We also want it to be specific. So again, it should say specifically like what people should do, what the problem is with something. Sorry about that. Be very clear and specific in what you're trying to say. And then a strong claim is going to be supported by evidence and research. So unlike just someone's opinion, which you can have any opinion about anything that you want, it doesn't have to be supported by anything. A claim does. A claim does have to have some sort of evidence and research to back it up. You can't really make a strong claim if you can't back it up. So let's look at some examples. I said middle schools need to hire more mental health professionals in order to address the rising mental health needs of teenagers. So if we kind of look at this, it's arguable. People could argue about this. I would say this is maybe not the most arguable. Like, I don't know a lot of people who would argue against this, but it is something people are talking about. It is something schools are talking about. So it's still pretty arguable. I specifically have said what I think should happen because of this situation. So, like, I could have said something like, well, middle schools need to pay more attention to students' mental health. But that would not have been very specific. So, by saying specifically, like, they need to hire more mental health professionals so they can address the rising mental health needs of teenagers. There's two things that are really specific there. One, I'm saying specifically what the school should do. And two, I'm specifically saying a little bit of why, meaning that, like, rising mental health needs are a concern. So I'm being as specific as I can be, but it's pretty clear. It's not, like, muddled and confusing. Okay, next example. I got this from our friend from the other day. Okay, middle schools should institute an hour-long recess to support the social, emotional, physical, and academic needs of their students. So again, I'm being specific about what the school should do. I'm not just saying like recess would be good for kids. If I'm going to say it would be good for kids, I might as well go ahead and say schools should do it. It's going to be a lot more impactful if I'm saying like this is the future I want to see or this is the thing I want to have happen, rather than just saying this thing is good, this thing is bad, or here's the effect of this. Just because it gives my audience immediately kind of like a sense of what I'm looking for, what I'm hoping for, what I want to happen. Okay, and then the last one I have here is social media has the potential to cause extreme emotional and physical harm and should be severely limited in most people's lives. So again, I'm being specific. I'm saying like, okay, social media does these two things and this is what should happen. Like we should limit how much we use social media. I might rephrase that a little bit. Like I could have been more clear about who I think should be limiting it. Like do I think the government should be limiting it, or do I think like people should be limiting it for themselves? Or do I think that like parents or families, or like do I think should be limiting it is not super clear there. So I would actually probably change that a little bit when I went into edit and revise and things like that. I would probably go ahead and change that up a bit. Okay. So once you have your claim, your overall claim, then you have a firm foundation to build the rest of your ideas on. You will need to back up your overall claim with what are called support claims, or what I'm calling support claims. So support claims are like the smaller claims that help you develop your argument. They're like the reasons that you're defending your argument. It's the reason you think your claim is true. You can have any number of support claims. I would recommend having at least 2 support claims, just because it's weird if you only have one reason to think something. Then it's sort of weird that you're writing this whole paper or writing this whole big argument, this whole editorial about something you only have one reason to believe in. But if you have, 2, 3, that's fine. If you have like 20, great. That'll just mean a lot more evidence and research and stuff on your part. Okay, so let's look at a few examples of some support claims. So going back to my middle schools need to hire more mental health professionals in order to address the rising mental health needs of teenagers. If I'm trying to think about support claims, I'm thinking like, okay, what are the reasons? So I know quite a bit about this subject, so that's going to help me a lot in getting my support claims. If I don't know much about my subject, I'm going to be stuck. I'm going to have a hard time with support claims. But because I know a lot, I can do this pretty well. So like one of my support claims might be mental health affects all aspects of a student's life, including academics. So in that section, I would be talking about like how mental health is important. In the next, another support claim I might use would be teen mental health issues are rising across the nation. So teenagers are getting dealing with more and more mental health needs. So this is something schools should probably address. And then adding more caring adults to students' lives will benefit them beyond the classroom. So I would look at like the research of having caring adults in students' lives, which there is quite a bit of. So when I'm coming up with my support claims, I am just thinking about why I think that is true. I am not necessarily putting evidence yet. So if you notice, these 3 things are not evidence. They are still claims. They are still arguable. They are not necessarily facts. I haven't quoted anyone yet. I haven't cited any statistics yet. I haven't done anything like that. I have only said like the basis of my reason, the idea behind what I'm going to talk more about. And as I start writing, that I would put evidence beneath these. There are a few more examples. I'll put these notes up on the Canvas page so that you can see them as you're working on your claims. Here's what I want you to do today. There is a discussion board where you're going to put some options for your claims and respond to some people, and we're going to try to help each other out with getting a good claim. I will be on that discussion board in and out throughout the day, commenting on people's claims and seeing how we're doing. If you have questions, make sure that you are reaching out to me. I have had a couple video conferences with people that have gone really well, so let me know if you need some one-on-one assistance, or if you have a group of people who all need help with the same thing. We can do a video conference if that is helpful. After you do the discussion board, make sure that you get your claim and any support claims into that Google Doc that you've been working on. That will be super helpful tomorrow when we start looking at some more things. All right, guys, have an awesome day. Let me know